Hello, NBA fans. Every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I ask for your help by subscribing to the channel and giving me your thumbs up. The Lakers will play the Sacramento Kings, seeking their second win of the season. Star Luka Doncic was listed as questionable on the injury report. Will Luka Doncic play today against the Sacramento Kings? There are still doubts about his fitness, but the player is often listed as questionable and may be available by game time. This is obviously what Lakers fans want. Because Doncic is the Lakers' biggest star, playing without him would seriously risk the Lakers losing. Luka Doncic is in extraordinary form and playing at an MVP level. The Los Angeles Lakers have started the 2025-26 season with a 1-1 record, losing their season opener against the Golden State Warriors and bouncing back Friday night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Through the first two games, Luka Doncic has gotten off to a historic start in his first full season with the purple and gold. The 26-year-old Slovenian guard has logged back-to-back performances totaling at least 40 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. He has shot the ball exceptionally well, hitting 62% from the field, and has generated nearly all of the Lakers' offense early on. Doncic committed to Los Angeles in the offseason when he signed a 3-year, $165 million contract extension to stay with the organization long-term. As Doncic and the Lakers prepare for Sunday's game on the road against the Sacramento Kings, his status has suddenly become uncertain. On Los Angeles's injury report, he was listed as questionable for the matchup with a left finger sprain. Dan Woik of The Athletic reported that this is not a new development, as Doncic was seen Friday against the Timberwolves wearing a splint. Clearly, it did not affect his performance, but if Doncic misses any time, the Lakers could be in serious trouble. LeBron James is still expected to be sidelined for the next couple of weeks with sciatic nerve irritation, and the team has struggled to produce offense without Doncic on the court. If he is unavailable Sunday, Austin Reeves would likely have to step up and facilitate coach J.J. Redick's offense. This is Doncic's 8th NBA season, and he has already established himself as one of the league's premier talents. A 5-time All-Star and 5-time All-NBA selection, he led the league in scoring during the 2023-24 campaign and was named Rookie of the Year in 2018-19. With James sidelined and nearing the end of his career, Doncic is widely seen as the new face of the franchise. He has embraced that responsibility, both on and off the court, and has made it clear that his goal is to win championships in Los Angeles. His leadership, production, and commitment have energized the organization following his arrival from the Dallas Mavericks in February. As the Lakers navigate the early part of the season with key players out, Doncic's presence becomes even more vital. For now, his availability for Sunday remains in question, and his status will continue to be monitored. Anonymous coach gives Lakers blueprint for success without LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers secured their first win of the season on Friday night, dismantling Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves 128-110. Before the start of the Lakers' second regular season game, though, Los Angeles received heavy criticism following their season-opening loss to the Golden State Warriors. Luka Doncic finished his 2025-26 season debut with 43 points, 11 rebounds, and assists, showing he's capable of picking up the slack in LeBron James' absence, sciatica in his right side. However, Los Angeles walked away with a 119-109 season-opening loss in the end. A day after the defeat, an anonymous coach provided the Lakers with the blueprint for success with James currently sidelined. Luka is going to have to do what he did every night just to give them a chance, the coach reportedly stated. Doncic can rely on Austin Reeves to hold his weight offensively, as the Oklahoma product is averaging 25.5 points per game to start the year. However, the same can't be said about the rest of the Lakers crew, which is a bit concerning in the early going. Rui Hachimura recorded 23 points against the Timberwolves after netting 9 points against the Warriors, but can he be depended upon to look for his shot in the flow of the Lakers' offense nightly? Likewise, DeAndre Ayton improved his play in regular season game number 2, but will his low motor and tendency to shy away from physicality in the low post affect his production throughout the year? Who knows, which is why the unknown coach felt comfortable stating that Doncic must perform at a superhuman level for Los Angeles to survive with James temporarily out of the fold. It'll be interesting to see how the Lakers perform during their upcoming stretch of games. The foundation to build around Luka Doncic isn't in Los Angeles, yet professionalism after electric start to new. What the Los Angeles Lakers have in-house right now has been described by many as a balancing act of two timelines. However, just how much is there with the latter of those two? What beyond Luka Doncic do the Lakers have for the foundation of their future? Doncic is 26 years old and entering the prime years of his career. That should set the Lakers up for sustained success as long as they surround their franchise player with the kind of support needed for real title contention in Los Angeles. The realization here should be the future timeline with Doncic should come with an element of immediacy. The Lakers need to be in win-now mode. They are not stocked with young talent apart from their Slovenian superstar. Fansided recently released its list of the top 25 players under 25 years old. Several teams got to enjoy having multiple players featured among the ranks. The Lakers? They did not have a single player qualify for the group. Lakers' lack of young talent should raise urgency levels in Los Angeles. Doncic is about midway on this Lakers roster when it comes to age. Who are the players younger than him? That would be Jared Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes, Christian Coloco, Dalton Connect, Jake LaRavia, Chris Manon, Aduthiero, Bronny James, and Nick Smith Jr. None of those names scream future building blocks. That isn't to say there is no quality to be found among those guys, but it is certainly not of the variety that a franchise will hang its hat on. With Doncic entering what should be his best years in the NBA, prolonging the maximization of the competitive environment for a future that does not have much at the moment would be rather unwise. Doncic got a taste of how much he'll have to carry the Lakers in their season opener against the Golden State Warriors. Granted, it was only one game and the burden on his shoulders was made heavier due to the lack of LeBron James, who was missing with a sciatica injury. Even so, the Lakers will need to set up an environment where Doncic's incredible abilities are not wasted. Rob Pelinka must carefully assess when and how his best opportunities to improve the roster in the immediate future will come. The Lakers received Doncic in the most favorable of circumstances last year, on a silver platter. The asset pool was drained and the roster was not ready to compete with him. Los Angeles will need to stop pretending like time is on their side to change that. They need to strike now. JJ Redick believes Timberwolves' win can be reference point early in season. The Los Angeles Lakers season got off to a rough start as they lost to the Golden State Warriors on opening night. Things didn't get any easier for JJ Redick's team in the second game either as they welcomed to town the Minnesota Timberwolves, who eliminated them in the first round last season. After receiving a full offseason to recalibrate though with Luka Doncic getting into elite shape and adding a starting caliber center in DeAndre Ayton, the Lakers were more equipped to face a great team like Minnesota. They showed that on Friday night. LA came away with a 128-110 early season statement win with Luka Doncic leading the way with 49 points. Playing hard has been a focal point for the Lakers so far this season, and after the Timberwolves win, Redick spoke with his team about how it can be a reference point moving forward. In a competitive Western Conference, the Lakers will need to beat high-caliber teams if they hope to be a top 6 seed. By beating the team that eliminated them last year, it is a step in the right direction and puts into perspective the ceiling for this LA squad. Without LeBron James, Doncic is allowed to show what it will be like to lead a Lakers franchise, and so far, so good. He dropped 92 points through 2 games and the Slovenian appears hungry to stay above water until his co-star returns. Lakers veteran already looks finished and the regular season just started. Maxi Kleber is nearing the end. The Los Angeles Lakers acquired Maxi Kleber in the Luka Doncic trade and have been unable to keep him healthy. He missed the final 35 regular season games and first 4 playoff contests recovering from a foot injury. Head coach JJ Redick shockingly played him 5 minutes in LA's final game against the Timberwolves. It was a showing of faith, but Kleber has been unable to take full advantage. He is currently out with an oblique strain. It is the latest in a string of injuries, and the nightmare reality is setting in. The Mavs were fine letting a stretch big man go because he can't stay healthy anymore. Things are not suddenly getting better for the 33-year-old. Kleber played in 37, 43, and 34 games in the last 3 seasons because of injuries. He will miss at least the first 8 contests to begin this season, and this is his second injury already. Kleber was limited to 1 preseason game by a quad issue. He just cannot stay on the floor. Maxi Kleber already looks finished in the early days of the regular season. Kleber is in his 9th NBA season, and fans have seen his health trend downward for years. He hasn't played more than 59 games in a season since 2020 and has settled into a 20-minute per game role for the last 2 years. The 6 feet 10 inches forward can stretch the floor and defend multiple positions, but only when he's healthy enough to play. He is making $11 million this season in the final year of his contract, and the Lakers should look to trade him before the deadline. Kleber has been teammates with Luka Doncic since the Slovenian superstar entered the NBA in 2018, but the Lakers want to compete for championships. They are just $1.1 million under the first apron, where LA is hard-capped. The Lakers' path to serious contention is turning Kleber's expiring dollars into a productive role player that helps them win in the playoffs. The franchise cannot count on Kleber. He has had foot, quad, and oblique injuries since joining the franchise 8 months ago. That does count the numerous problems that have sidelined him in recent years, including several soft tissue injuries. Father Time is undefeated, and it has unfortunately caught up to Kleber. Nobody wants to admit it, but the 33-year-old is nearing the end of his career. He just can't stay healthy. Nobody wants to see it end this way, but the Los Angeles Lakers need to maximize their roster. Expect to hear Maxi Kleber's name in trade rumors before the deadline. General Manager Rob Pelinka promised to be aggressive in building around Luka Doncic. Fans hope the front office has another trick up their sleeve, but only time will tell the tale. LeBron James believes every championship team needs a player like Alex Caruso. Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James is currently his 23rd season and has seen and done everything in the league, knowing what it takes to be successful. Despite being 40 years old, James wants to continue competing for championships, and it will be interesting to see if the Lakers have enough pieces to do it. Although quality additions were made this summer, flaws are still apparent with a lack of athleticism and two-way players. A player who could help LA right now is former Laker Alex Caruso, who left in 2021 free agency. Umar Nurmagomedov, Marab is amazing. He went on to win his second ring with the Oklahoma City Thunder last year, and James gave Caruso flowers for the willingness to do all the little things to win. The 4-time champion believes every team needs a player like that if they hope to win an NBA Finals, via his Mind the Game podcast with Steve Nash. You have guys that have been to the postseason, one in the first round, one in the second round. It's like okay, but who is that guy that's gonna keep them like, okay, this is the mission, this is the mission, this is the goal. You can have the coaches who've been there, you can have the GMs and look at the trophies around or the trophy. But, who is that one, who's going to be that person that's going to get them there? Last year with OKC, Alex Caruso. We can look at how great Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was, well obviously. J-Dub, Jalen Williams, obviously. Chet Holmgren, obviously. I think Alex Caruso, he was that guy. He knew how to get there, he knew what it took to get there, he knew how to stay even keel, if there was any adversity. You got to kind of have that one guy. He was guarding Joker, Nikola Jokic, in the playoffs, bro. He was literally guarding Joker on the elbow, getting elbowed in the head. Caruso originally got NBA Finals experience with the Lakers alongside James and Anthony Davis in 2020. When Avery Bradley opted not to go to the bubble in Orlando, Caruso quickly elevated his play to fill that void, and the trajectory of his NBA career took off. To this day, it stings for the now 2 champion not to be in purple and gold anymore, but the 23-year veteran brings up a good point. Every team needs a glue guy, and LA is still searching, and perhaps Marcus Smart can fill that role to a certain degree. JJ Redick applauds DeAndre Ayton for patience offensively. An X factor for the Los Angeles Lakers this season is their starting center DeAndre Ayton. The frontcourt was a huge priority for the Lakers this offseason, and they were able to add Ayton after he was bought out by the Portland Trail Blazers. The former number 1 overall pick has his flaws from a personality perspective, but he appeared locked into this new situation knowing it could be his last real opportunity. Opening night was a dud for the Lakers' role players as they could not find an offensive rhythm, especially Ayton. However, Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves needed to better put their center in scoring positions. Against the Minnesota Timberwolves, the 27-year-old did not get many touches in the first half, and knowing his past, Ayton could have checked out of the game. He didn't do that though. Ayton went on to drop 15 points on 7-for-11 from the field and 8 rebounds in 31 minutes. When LA was rolling in the second half, the ball wound up in the center's hands for easy dunks and layups. Head coach J.J. Redick applauded him for staying patient, and the ball eventually found him in the third quarter. "Yeah, DA was great," Redick said after the game. "I thought his patience for the game was really good by that. Luka getting it going early, being the beneficiary of DA screening at times. Yet at halftime, I thought DA was playing really well. You look up, he's got 3 shots. And really just kind of let the offense come to him throughout that second half. And then defensively, he was really good as well. Minnesota made defensive adjustments to limit Doncic, and it led to others getting involved. That was a good sign as this team is still in the process of building chemistry, especially Ayton and Doncic." On Friday, strides were made in the pick and roll with guards finding Ayton in the pocket. Hopefully, picking up a win against the Timberwolves is an early confidence boost to show what this team's ceiling can be. DeAndre Ayton letting game come to him. To DeAndre Ayton's credit, he has displayed positive traits and appears to be bought into being a Laker. Early in his career, Ayton would let his lack of shot attempts impact his production elsewhere, and that was not the case on Friday. Scoring will not be an issue with Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James when he makes his eventual return. Good things happen to those who wait, and Ayton is letting the game come to him when it comes to offense.